This is the Eastern Business Report, where we look at the business ecosystem in the Eastern region and discuss topics affecting the region's economy. But first, let's take a look at some of the major business and development stories making headlines across the Southeast. The transmission company of Nigeria, in partnership with the African Development Bank and the Federal Ministry of Finance, have carried out a sensitization program for project-affected persons on the proposal, construction, and upgrade of the Alaoji Onitsha 330 kV single-circuit transmission line. The sensitization exercise, which took place from January 6th to 8th, 2026, covered 12 local government areas along the transmission line corridor in Abia, Imo, and Anambra States, which, according to the General Manager of Public Affairs, Ndidimba, speaking during the program, the project manager, Engineer Omobola Sobo, explained that the AfDB funded project involved upgrading the existing Alaoji Onitsha transmission line to a quad circuit configuration using advanced quad conductors. She noted that the upgrade would more than double the line's capacity, thereby improving electricity supply, reliability, and meeting growing consumer demand. On his part, the Assistant General Manager, Mr. Amormi Adoli, emphasized that the sensitization exercise was a critical step ahead of the planned payment of compensation to project-affected persons and the clearing of the right-of-way for the safe execution of a reconstruction project, and further assured that all affected property owners would receive appropriate compensation in line with approved guidelines following the completion of the final verification process. In a similar development, the federal government has announced that about 355 buildings are set to be demolished in various parts of Anambra State to make way for the Alaoji Onitsha power line, which has been estimated to group about 6.5 billion naira as a compensation package for the Southeast, which is estimated at 12 billion naira will be paid to the affected individuals, families, and business establishments whose houses will be demolished in the course of executing the project. According to the government, the power line is a TCM project and will cut across 15 communities in about 3 local government areas of Anambra State. During the meeting in Awka on Friday, Anambra State government representatives, traditional rulers, and non-governmental organizations were in attendance. However, addressing the stakeholders, the project manager and assistant general manager Omobola Oluseun Sogo said the compensation in the north was about 1.8 billion naira, while in the southeast, federal government will pay over 12 billion naira, where compensation alone in Anambra State will take half of the amount mapped out for the southeast, which also involves Abia and Imo states. Still from Anambra, over 40 farmers in Oruma Etiti, Anam in Anambra West local government area of Anambra State will be joined by All Nations Arise and Manifest initiative on solar processing and storage for flood resilient farming. Executive Director Engineer Tessie Anisi disclosed this at the flag off pilot edition of the Farmers Resilience and Data Empowerment Program project in the area. She said the initiative was necessitated by adverse effect of flooding on farmers and the entire communities, adding that the beneficiaries too from each village were selected purely on merit. She further listed areas of coverage to include solar drying and storage, improved seedlings for higher yields, empowerment to process and store harvest faster, as well as support for stronger flood-resilient farming systems. Pursuant to community-driven development, Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has commissioned a newly constructed 5-kilometer road built by Chief Anthony Obele, a private individual and son of Ezeni Feti in Agwata local government area. The project, executed through a pioneering public-private community partnership championed by Governor Soludo, represents a milestone in the state infrastructure advancement and a powerful example of collaborative progress. Unlike the usual government-commissioned routes, this carries special significance as it resides within the governor's area, making the occasion deeply personal as the freshly tarred road traversing key neighborhoods in Ezanifeti promises to ease transportation challenges, enhance local commerce, and boost the everyday lives of residents who rely on these vital connections. The Governor Chief's Press Secretary Christian Aburemi stated that at the commissioning event, Governor Soludo hailed Chief Obele's commitment as exemplary, describing the project as a model for sustainable community development that transcends government capacity alone. The governor emphasized the partnership as essential to fast-tracking infrastructural growth across Anambra. Moving to Abia State, where the governor of Abia State, Dr. Alaoji, has expressed his hopes that the ongoing construction of the Umuahia Central Bus Terminal will be delivered at a record time. Speaking to journalists at the end of the inspection of the ongoing work at the bus terminal, Oti explained the reason behind the decision to embark on the mega project, saying it was better to centralize transport terminals instead of having motor parks scattered across different parts of the state. The governor, who disclosed that his administration was simply replicating what was obtainable in most civilized countries, said it is nothing new as it has been done elsewhere. The governor, who appreciated the quality and level of progress of the work done by the contractor, expressed the hope that by the end of January, the project, if not completed, will be close to completion, and further disclosed that the Abia Central Bus Terminal will soon begin immediately after the completion of the Umuahia Terminal. And finally, from Imo State, another consignment of electricity equipment has arrived in Owerri, Imo State, marking the first step in the Imo State government's plan to achieve round-the-clock power supply in the state's capital and surrounding communities, and was disclosed in a statement on Friday by the senior special advisor to the Imo State governor on electronic and creative media, Ambrose. It was stated that the equipment delivered under the state ongoing power reform program is intended to strengthen electricity distribution capacity, reduce outages, and support uninterrupted power supply across key parts of Owerri and adjoining areas. Ambrose said the development reinforces the commitment of Governor Hope Uzodinma to improve power infrastructure in the state, stressing that the promise of 24-hour electricity is not so long, but a carefully sequenced program already in motion. The statement further noted that residents and business owners in Owerri have begun to experience improvement in electricity supply, with longer hours supply and fewer disruptions becoming more common. We're going on a quick break, and when we return, we'll bring you the report from our correspondent in Enugu State.